Hey everybody, it's Jen Sheffer. Thank you so much for joining me today. We are looking at part 2 of our training on Seesaw blogs, and we're going to look at this from the student perspective in terms of what they see after they publish something to the blog. And then we'll look at what you as the teacher will do to approve those posts. So I am in a training student account. I'm logged into the BPS PD course as a student. And what I did as that student was I completed an activity. And you can see here I have this blue bar at the top that says it's currently waiting for teacher approval. So I completed the activity as normal. I turned it in by hitting that green check mark. But what I'll also do as a student is you'll notice at the bottom, because my teacher has enabled the blog feature in my Seesaw class, I have that globe icon. So Seesaw is highly visual for our youngest learners, and we can teach them that that globe button will be the button that they tap on to publish to the blog. So what I'm going to do as a student is do that. I'm going to click on that globe icon, and I receive the notification that says publish this item to the blog once it is approved. And yes, we want to teach our students that we will then hit publish to blog when we receive that notification. So now I'm waiting for my teacher to approve that post getting added to the blog. So as a student, if I click on the blog over here on the far right, I'm going to see that nothing has been posted to it yet because my teacher hasn't approved it yet. So now let's take a look at what we'll see as a teacher. So here we are in our teacher account. You can see here I'm in the BPS PD 2020 course as a teacher. And once I've logged in, I see at the bottom here that I have one unapproved post that I need to review. So I'm going to click on review. That post is going to open, and I'll see it's from the training student. I have this yellow bar here that says it was published to the blog, and I have the ability to approve, send back with some feedback for revision, or I can delete it. So what I would first do as a teacher is go through the actual assignment to make sure that the student has done a good enough job, has met my expectations, and I'd watch that video and I would make sure that this meets the criteria for publishing to the blog, because that may be something that you also want to do as a teacher. Prior to having students publish to the blog, you may want to establish separate guidelines for the types of posts that will get published. That may be something that you want to do collaboratively with your students. So what types of work can get published to the blog, and have the students do some self-reflection, some peer editing before they submit it to you. So it should be ready to go. It should meet all of that criteria, and it should be ready to be shared with potentially a global audience if you're connecting with other classes throughout the world, which you certainly could do. So if everything meets your standards of an approval, this looks great. This post shows a variety of skills that the students have. It shows that they can draw with Seesaw. It shows some writing. You may want to send some feedback and say that you'd like a little bit more of a more detailed summary. Maybe this doesn't meet your expectations. So whatever the case may be, once it is ready, what you'll do is you're going to click Approve All. You're going to then click Approve once more so that that item is being published to the blog. So it's going to be published in two different places. I'm going to click on the training student account, and I'll see once that student account loads that in his journal, pardon me, I'm actually going to click on the journal, and I'll see the student's journal that there's one item from my training student that has been published to the journal. And if I didn't have the blog, no students would be able to see the work of this particular student. It would just be me and the student and their parents. But because I've published this to the blog, when I click on blog, when my students click on the blog icon, they can now see each other's work. Not only can they see each other's work, they can comment on it. So you can see this is the first post that I have on the blog, and it's an activity that my student did. So it doesn't have to just be simple writing prompts, and it certainly can be. The blog can encourage lots of authentic writing, but it can be any type of activity that you are assigning to your students. It can be science experiments, it can be math problems. And the beauty of this feature is that I now can have an online discussion with my littlest learners. They can comment on each other's work. I'm also going to be sharing out a video that is created by students for students on 10 tips for commenting on student blogs. I hope you show this to your students. It's really informative, but it's also really engaging for kids. It was created by a former group of Fox Hill students here in Burlington. So they're now at the middle school, and they did a fantastic job explaining what commenting is all about. So your students can have an authentic conversation. And again, it's not just students in your classroom. Once you have this blog enabled, you can connect with other classrooms throughout our district, throughout our state, throughout the United States, and potentially throughout the world. So we would love to help you get connected with other classrooms that are using this feature, but you can start small. You can start within your own classroom, having students comment on each other's work, encourage that authentic digital citizenship, educational experience, refining those digital communication skills, and showcasing the amazing work that your students are doing. I think the blog is an absolutely fantastic way to get your students to really take pride in what they're creating, a real sense of ownership over their work, a level of intrinsic motivation that this platform can provide. And in terms of remote learning, the more independent our students can become, the better of a remote learning experience they're going to have. So again, taking advantage of all the visual cues that we have here in Seesaw with that globe icon representing our blog. You as the teacher do that one approval, and it gets posted to both places, the journal and the blog. So again, I'm encouraging you to give this a try. Maybe it's out of your comfort zone, but I'm here to support you. All members of the BPS EdTech team are here to support you through this journey, through this process of online teaching and learning. And if you need anything from us, please don't hesitate to reach out. We will continue to provide resources, pre-recorded sessions, and live trainings, live PD. So I hope this has been helpful. I hope you're feeling that this is something you can do. And I really appreciate you spending some time with me and watching this video, and I will see you soon.